Hi, it's me, Kezia Noble, and today I have joining me businessman and activist Adam Brooks. Welcome to the show, Adam. Epping Forest District Council took some Marnie hotels to the High Court to get an injunction to stop housing migrants. What was the decision?
The judge dismissed the case, so it was thrown out. So the migrants can continue living at the Bell Hotel. We've got 135 undocumented, unvetted foreign men in a quiet town in Essex, just 300 metres across a field to a secondary school.
Goodness.
A secondary school where two of my nieces go. I live about 3 or 4 minutes away from Epping. I've been protesting there every week since July. And the reason I've been protesting is because a 14-year-old schoolgirl from that school was sexually assaulted by Hadush Kabatu, an Ethiopian migrant that was in Britain for just 8 days before he did that. Now, the anger and the pain from Epping and the residents, the fathers, the grandfathers, the parents, is off the chart.
Yes.
And again, after that decision yesterday where the court threw out the challenge, we was there, 150, 200 of us, outside the Bell Hotel last night, letting the government know and letting these migrants know that we're not happy that they're being housed in the town. Now, at the end of the day, we've had a sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. We had a sexual assault of a 26-year-old woman as well. We have had alleged assaults that are going to trial at the moment within the hotel. Okay, so assaults within the hotel.
Men on other men?
Yeah. We have had an arson attempt. Again, this is going to trial. So a man is alleged to have tried to burn it down with the people in there from that hotel. He's also alleged to have tried to burn down another hotel, which is about 5 minutes away. The crime emanating from this hotel is destabilising the community and upsetting the community. We've had women followed. We've had things and objects thrown at residents. We've had schoolgirls harassed, intimidated for their Snapchats for some reason.
Yes, I've heard about the Snapchats. Can you go into a bit more detail about what they're doing?
Right, so for some reason...
Because people with young children should really pay attention to this.
For some reason, a lot of these migrant and foreign men are obsessed with Snapchat. So they want these schoolgirls to give them their Snapchat. I have multiple parents that have contacted me since the summer to say that their daughter was asked for their Snapchat by one of these foreign men. We've also had a few different accounts of people or migrants in these hotels. One is an airbase in Chelmsford called Wethersfield, I believe it is. Now, I don't do Snapchat, but when you go back through Snapchat history, you can see where they've been, what they've uploaded. Now, some of these migrants have uploaded guns and violent paraphernalia from when they was in, let's say, Afghanistan or Iran or wherever they've come from. So we have got men, dangerous men, that are familiar with assault rifles and handguns and grenades that are being housed 300 metres from schools or amongst communities.
And we're paying for this.
And we are paying for that. So the taxpayer is on the hook for billions of pounds a year to house these men. Look, many of these men are economic migrants.
Where are they from mainly, Adam? Give me the list of countries.
Afghanistan.
Oh, number one, always is.
Iran. But we have got people from...
What war is happening in Iran, by the way?
There isn't, but they can say that they're fleeing persecution. If they pretend to be gay, they will get stamped straight away. Most of these asylum claims are stamped because they either pretend to be Christian and say
that's a new one, isn't it?
We can't go back, and the church facilitates this. So the church basically does what they've got to do and say that they are now Christians, so we can't send them back.
So even the Church of England, I presume you're talking about the Church of England, is against...
There's a story in the paper today.
It's
with
against,
the Archbishop.
It's against its own people.
Right, so the Archbishop is for baptising asylum seekers. It's in the paper today. Look, so we have economic migrants, a lot from Africa as well.
It's a circus. It's a clown world.
So we have people from Sudan, from Ethiopia, Eritrea. Eritrea is one that we can't send back because we haven't got an agreement with them.
Let's get
we
one.
have got people that will be in communities where there could be a severed head on the road and they wouldn't blink or batter an eyelid. And we have these people that are desensitised from violence now walking amongst our schoolgirls, our women and our children in communities. And of course, I said this earlier, I think now sex crimes in this country, or especially sexual assaults, 1 in 4 is committed by a foreign man.
And I went through one. As I said, it was 4 o'clock in a public library in front of my 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I was sexually assaulted.
I'm sorry about that.
Broad daylight. And it was from somebody in a migrant hotel.
And it is now happening every day in this country. On my Instagram, I'm posting someone being charged or convicted, and they are normally asylum seekers, and they are normally sex crimes. We've had a murder of a hotel worker recently, and he was convicted of that, so I can speak about it. Now, this was a man that just murdered her in cold blood,
and
I believe
the gratitude that they show us.
It was over biscuits, I believe, the initial.
But life is cheap in these countries. So they come from a place where life is cheap.
So they're used to violence, and they're coming here from these villages, whether it be in Africa, the Middle East, or South Asia, where they've never seen women that look like you, or young girls with short skirts, showing their arms, showing their legs, right? And they do not know how to behave themselves. They cannot control themselves. And for our government to label people like me as far right for protesting against having these hotels and for basically protesting against sexual assaults and sex crimes against our local women and girls, to label us far right, this government needs to hold its head in shame. We have a human rights lawyer as our Prime Minister that sticks up for people like this. So we are never going to deport them en masse. Never.
Adam, why did the High Court make this decision, do you think?
Well, they're saying it's a technicality and it should go through planning laws rather than the High Court. I believe Epping Forest District Council went about this all the wrong way. They should have issued them with enforcement and say, you're not trading as a hotel anymore. Me and you can't book a hotel room there. Me and you can't enjoy their facilities and give them a TripAdvisor or a Google review. We can't do that. So it's not a hotel. This is now housing foreign men, right? They're not taking money from the public. This is from government money, our money as taxpayers.
Is it Serco?
I don't think they run this one, but Serco do run a lot of them.
They monopolise a lot of them.
Yeah. So, look, we have got criminals being put into hotels. They're not all criminals, and I'm not going to make myself out to be a monster and say that all immigrants, all asylum seekers are this. But they are disproportionately raping and sexually assaulting while they're here compared with Brits.
What's the next step? Are you going to carry on protesting or are you going to give up on this?
No, never give up. Because at the end of the day, as I said, I've got a personal reason. I've got 2 nieces at that school. I'm seeing the upset locals. When I go into Epping, I'm from Loughton. Epping's a 5-minute drive. I go into Epping and the cafes have not been letting me pay for my food. The local fish shop gave me my food the other day. That's because I'm fighting for them. Don't expect that. I never want freebies.
It's that Essex community, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Essex community is very hard to break, I think.
When people try and label someone like me as extreme or far right for pushing back against this, right? I am representing the majority. I am representing the majority of the community, and they do not want these men there. Look, earlier I told you, they're crossing the road, they're going over to Bell Common, which is like, you know, a common, lovely trees, a lovely area, and they're defecating. I've had parents tell me they've walked their dogs and there are migrants defecating in the forest. Now, again, this is a cultural issue. When they are from mountains in Afghanistan or a rural village in Africa, that sort of behaviour wouldn't be seen as extreme. But we are Britain, and we do not put up with people going to the toilet on our street or in our parks or on our commons. Now, again, I'm not saying they're all doing that, but it has happened. I've had multiple
just takes 1 or 2 and
that
can ruin a whole area, just having that.
It's just such a cultural difference.
Concerns. Okay, well, I wish you all the best with that. And hopefully the High Court will make the right decision in the end. So
thank you.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.